fourth barrier that keeps us stuck in our current training is comfort. Comfort can lead to the inability to progress. I would like to state that there are nuances to this. A person can comfortably be in a healthy state, like your routine, your habits, your way of thinking can be healthy already and you are comfortable in that. And on the flip side, it can be unhealthy and you are comfortable in that. It's the path of least resistance. You have established a routine for yourself and you do not want to break free from that. The same reason I show up about 10 minutes late is because I'm comfortable with that. My comfort is that I want to sleep a certain amount of hours. I want my morning routine to be extremely elaborate. When I'm supposed to leave the house, I start to remember everything that I wanted to do. Like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, I don't want to forget this. Da 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 da. That is the training that I have established. If I really want to change, if I really want to break through, I need to be comfortable with the discomfort. The discomfort of either sleeping earlier so that I don't feel sleep deprived, or I need to be content with sleeping less. But that's one option. I need to be able to break something along the way, and that's going to come with discomfort. It's so uncomfortable to sleep less hours. It's so uncomfortable to wake up in the morning when you would rather sleep in. But for someone out there, that might be just what you need to disrupt your comfort, to disrupt your routine, to shake things up a bit. Sometimes we really don't know the disservice that we're doing to ourselves while we're in our comfort zone. But if you experiment with yourself, sure, it might be uncomfortable. Sure, you might not enjoy it. That's a possibility. But there's a possibility that you might. There's a possibility that it might be good for you. If you are brave enough to open yourself up to the discomfort of changing your routine, you might be surprised. You'd start drinking 1 liter of water instead of existing on Coca-Cola only. You experiment with yourself, or what happens if I do this for 2 weeks? Once you break that and you try, you apply yourself through the discomfort, you start to recognize that actually, now that I'm drinking more water, I feel better regulated, my mood is better, or I have better energy levels, or my digestion has improved, I have less headaches, my inflammation seems to be going down. And if the benefits of breaking your discomfort is more meaningful to you than staying in your comfort zone, why not change it up? The last barrier to our progress can sometimes be burnout. This can apply to people who, quote, quote, are doing everything right, because I don't believe everyone or anyone does everything right. We always have areas of growth, but if you exhaust yourself trying to achieve, it can lead to a stagnancy or even a regression in your goals. Why do I say a regression? Not to say that working hard will not pay off, but if you push yourself too much in terms of over-exercising, this is a thing. Some people over-exercise and that causes stress in the body, or you over-exercise and that causes injury. And what results from that is the amount of time it takes you to recover is actually setting you back. Maybe if the injury is severe, then you are not going to be able to work out for months, and that can lead to your muscle mass reducing over time. When you are finally recovered, you need to relearn the things that you were doing previously. More is not always beneficial. It is still important to rest. It is still important to take breaks. That's why in the 1% weekly challenge, we often take a break after every 4 or 5 habits that we do. We take a rest. I truly believe that we don't have to always be working on ourselves or quote, quote, fixing something about ourselves, or always trying to achieve or always trying to progress. Sometimes the relaxation and the rest is the progress. And in some cases, you have to identify why you're doing all the things that you're doing. If you are working on your health, if you are working on a business, if you are working on your social interactions, what is the purpose for that? If you're maybe taking a break from the learning phase, let's say you're in the learning phase, you are trying to fill the gap of knowledge that you have, you are learning a lot about things, it's overwhelming, you can take a pause. You don't always have to be learning. Or if you're in phase 2, addressing whether you do have a healthy amount of self-love, you can work on that, but you can take a break as well. Because I mentioned that for myself, there was a period of feeling sad, like, oh snap, I was not aware of the parts of myself that I did not accept. And that came with a little bit of sadness. If you are continually working on yourself and continually exposing yourself to the less than ideal parts of you, that can be a stressor and you can need a break from that. I'm gonna have a break. I'm gonna use my weekend to do nothing. I am going to not work out today. I'm gonna binge watch my favorite shows. That is still okay. It is okay to not wear yourself out in an attempt to improve. Burnout can really set you back. In all of your hard work, in all of your self improvement, in all of your health goals, always remember to rest. In fact, I would even challenge you to think of rest as a reason for why you do the things that you do. If you are eating healthily now and you're eating healthily every day of your life, as much as you can, that to some extent can provide you with rest. The rest of having good blood sugar, the rest of having good blood cholesterol, the rest of having the healthiest version of your cardiovascular health as possible. It doesn't exempt you from having any of these diseases, but if you invest in yourself, you can reap the benefits of rest later along life. Same as with exercise. If you're working on the health of your muscles now, the version of yourself 40 or 60 years from now may not have to rely on other people or may not have to rely on aids. They would be able to, you would be able to move around much more freely. And isn't that a form of rest? So in a complex way, we want to make our lives easier for ourselves. And even with all of your improvement, remember that ultimately it is still an investment in you being in a more comfortable state. But you don't need to work on yourself with this idea of, oh, one day in the future, 50 years from now, I'll be so much healthier and hotter than all of my friends. You can still enjoy your life now. You can still take a break from your improvements, take a break from your learning, and exist, be a human. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, I have no idea how long this video will be, but if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. I don't need other people to watch this video. You are enough. My 17 viewers are enough, okay? I appreciate you. And the next 1% weekly challenge will be a caffeine detox. I will be posting updates on that soon. If you would like to join the 1% weekly challenge, there is a WhatsApp channel or a WhatsApp community linked to this video. You can just add yourself in. If you don't want to be a part of a group, I understand. I'm in parts of several groups that I want to not be part of, but I actually don't have a choice. But you can stay up to date with the 1% weekly challenge by following the platforms either on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram to get updates so we can get 1% healthier each week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.